Welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Let's do it.
All right, so today we're looking at this kind of wild legal situation developing between the New York Times and OpenAI.
Yeah, the ChatGPT people.
Yeah, exactly, ChatGPT. So basically a bunch of news organizations, and they're led by the New York Times. They're suing OpenAI, and it's for copyright infringement.
Wow.
And the claim is that OpenAI, they used all these articles for training ChatGPT
Interesting.
without permission.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
it's a big deal. And obviously we want to properly understand what's going on here. What are the legal arguments? What's at stake? I mean, this could be huge, right?
Yeah, definitely could be a landmark case.
So luckily, we've got an expert here to help us unpack all of this.
Happy to be here.
So first off, what's the main accusation? What are these publishers actually saying OpenAI did wrong?
Well, they're saying OpenAI basically took millions of their copyrighted articles and used them to train ChatGPT, without asking or paying.
Well-
So now OpenAI has this crazy, powerful AI tool that could end up competing with them.
Right. And the New York Times, they didn't hold back at all. They said straight up in their complaint that OpenAI, using their stuff, their intellectual property, it's been extremely lucrative.
Oh, yeah, they're not messing around.
So that really sets the scene for a massive legal battle. I mean, could a company really profit from AI that was trained on data they didn't pay for?
That's the big question, and this is where the idea of fair use comes in. So fair use is this legal thing in the U.S. It allows people to use some copyrighted material without permission.
Okay.
But it has to be for certain things like education, research, or commentary.
So how does fair use work with something as complicated as AI training?
That's the million-dollar question, and that's what the courts are going to have to figure out. There are two big factors they're going to look at: transformation and market competition.
Okay.
So first, we got to see if OpenAI transformed those articles into something new. Did they just copy the content, or did they use it to create something different with ChatGPT?
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
And second, does ChatGPT actually compete with the news sources it learned from? If it does, then that could hurt their fair use argument.
Right, right.
So it's really about whether ChatGPT's output is different enough from the original articles to be considered transformative use.
I mean, how would you define, transformative in this situation?
That's the big debate. OpenAI could argue that ChatGPT is transformative because they'd say, look, it's not just copying articles, it's processing that information to create this new tool that can do all this cool stuff. Generate different kinds of text, answer questions, you name it.
Right, but I mean, isn't generating content like what journalists and writers do? Some people might say that even if ChatGPT isn't directly republishing articles, it can still make similar content, which, could threaten writers' jobs.
That's a really important point.
Yeah.
This case could seriously change how the whole tech industry develops and trains AI in the future.
So, what could actually happen? What if the publishers win?
Well, OpenAI might have to pay a ton of money for the data they used, or they might even be limited in how they can train future AI models.
That's wild. This whole thing really makes you think about the future of AI and copyright. If AI isn't allowed to learn from existing data, how's it ever going to get better? But then where's the line between fair use and making sure creators are protected?
Right.
This case is going to be super interesting to follow. What do you think about the future of AI and copyright? It's a tough question with no easy answers. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
It's been a pleasure.
And we'll see you next time for another fascinating look at, well, whatever the internet throws at us next.
Sounds good.